Let me see if I can somehow get this on the screen without it looking absolutely stupid. This looks like okay, right? Let me scroll down to see if everything... Yeah, we can read everything. Okay, so we have a blue post regarding the PTR, like talking about the development and everything and why it's currently down. So WoW Classic Era 1.14.4 dev notes, known issues, PvP, PTR currently down, and a character wipe. They go really in on what to expect from the PTR here, by the way, so if you want a day one recap or what the PTR currently is about, then this is the one to watch. Before that though, the PTR right now is currently down. If I just take off my screen right now, you can see we're sitting here waiting for the PTR to come back up. Now it's already been up for about half an hour-ish, and it got taken down. The reason for that is that there was a leftover NPC from Season of Mastery still in the game, giving out Noxramus raid items for free without a level requirement, so people could run around with at level 1 with epics, and also plus 29 spell power, enchants on their weapons, Crusader enchants on their weapons, right? They could run around with all of those things, so what they did was they had to take down the PTR, and they are now wiping those characters, removing those NPCs, and giving us a fresh PTR start. Now that's not all though, like right here you can see exactly that. We are currently working through some server performance issues that required us to take down the PTR realm offline to troubleshoot. Additionally, due to an unrelated issue, we'll wipe all the test characters on the hardcore PTR realm. Now the unrelated issue is the one that I just talked about, the leftover NPC from Season of Mastery. And of course they apologize for any inconvenience this might cause. This is a step we have to sometimes take, but we don't expect to do this again during this PTR period. Now we hope to have the PTR fixed, test characters wiped, and the realm back up later this afternoon, hopefully soon. Let's talk about the PTR though, what to test and stuff. Welcome to the Classic Era 1.14.4 test environment. Features: new PvP ranking system in Classic Era. Sheesh, okay, this is going to be interesting. Testing of the PvP ranking system update will begin with a later build of the PTR. I am really excited about this, looking at like what the new ranking system is going to be like. A new PvP ranking system. It's not just a reset of the regular ranking system, they say right here, new ranking system. Hopefully this is a kind of a ranking system that rewards you more based on skill rather than time spent. That is one of the massive things I didn't like myself about PvP in Classic WoW, was that it rewarded you heavily based on time spent rather than your personal skill. Hopefully this one takes a little bit more skill into the actual correlation here. But yeah. Hardcore realms, please read this overview, we talked about this before. The level cap is currently set to level 30 on the WoW Classic Hardcore PTR realm. Now with some known issues, this is like some things we haven't even seen on the PTR yet, that they are just letting us know in advance, which is really good to know about, by the way. On first login to the PTR, some game settings may appear to be missing. Completely logging out and back in should resolve this. I also kind of want to say that when you open the options page and the settings page, it looks like a Dragonflight menu instead of a Classic WoW menu. Might just be, I don't really know, it looks weird to me. It's like a Dragonflight options menu. Dungeons in WoW Classic Hardcore are a work in progress. Dungeons currently save players after a boss is killed. As a result, we have moved all XP in dungeons to bosses only. Okay, that's interesting. Is that gonna be there like on launch too? So if you kill all the mobs, you get no experience. But then all of that experience from all the mobs are basically chunked into the boss. So you can kill a boss and get like 10,000 XP. That could be interesting, wow. The amount of experience granted by bosses is not final, so still a work in progress. This is not yet fully implemented and should be in place in a future PTR build. How do we feel about that one, boys? I feel like that's kind of interesting. That's a big change. That's actually pretty cool. It's also going to do something against farming dungeons, boosting dungeons, even though they've already put a lot of stuff in place for that too. Here we go. The Soul of Iron system does not yet currently exist on the hardcore realms. We intend to port this system over hardcore rule set realms prior to their launch with a few adjustments. Oh, please tell me the adjustments are enforcing solo self-found and giving you a title. I really want a Soul of Iron system with the solo self-found rules that it gives you a title at level 60. Currently, when players die, their auctions and mails are not cleared, Mail and inactive auctions will be cleared and deleted on a player death in a future update to the PTR. That's good. This is something people were talking about, like if you have something on the auction house when you die, that usually gets sent to you in the mail, and if you have mail, you can't delete the character. So if you're a streamer, for example, people could grief you by sending you mails, and if you're dead, you can't open the mails, and then you can't delete, which means you can't make a new character if you have filled out your character slots. This is good. The leash range on enemies is set to a fixed distance from where the enemy is initially engaged. This range is currently set to 500 yards, so it's not actually a zone-specific leash. It's a 500 yards leash. That's actually also really cool. I'm not gonna lie, that's really cool, man. That's pretty insane. We have made adjustments to the time that players stay in the world after disconnecting. This function is a work in progress, and testers may find themselves remaining in game for longer than expected after some... Oh. Yo? We recommend not forcibly disconnecting to avoid a death, as your character will remain in the game world for a short time. While we intend this time to be short enough to potentially help prevent an accidental death, i.e. due to disconnect while traveling through the world, or engage in a very safe combat. If you are in genuine danger of dying and are at very low health, a forced disconnect is unlikely to save you. That's good. They talked about like proactively working against disconnecting deaths, so this is a good thing. Wow, okay, sheesh. This is more than I was expecting. As always, safe and careful play, avoid overpulling, and always having a viable escape route during combat is the best way to prevent death. This is insane. Player versus player, additional iterations to the Duel to the Death feature are coming in a future build. The minimum player level required to gain or grant stacks of the Strings of Ears buff is currently level 10. Now this will be raised to level 19 in a future PTR update. I wonder if that will be there on launch too. I think that would be a good thing, level 19 minimum, because even if it's level 10, a bunch of streamers can get their viewers to get a level 10 character just to get a free stack, right? Imagine Asmongold, for example, you could just command 2,000 people to make level 10 characters, get that 2,000 stack. Now if they have to sacrifice a level 19 character, that is a much bigger time investment. So it could be, I think that's a good thing. That's like a very specific, niche example I just gave, but it's there. There is currently no penalty for fleeing from a duel to the death. Ooh. In an upcoming PTR update, we intend to implement a very punishing deserter-style debuff for players that flee, an honorable duel to the death, in order to prevent exploits and non-participation in an agreed-upon duel. Dude, I feel like they should add a kind of a debuff. You know how when you win, you get those stacking ears? I feel like when you flee, you should get a literally permanent coward debuff, which is literally like an angry face, and it's called coward. That way, like, people will know you're a coward. The PvP and honor system will be completely disabled on hardcore realms, and this is intended. Kind of makes sense, right? Please note that we do plan to implement a method for hardcore players to obtain the PvP trinket when patch 1.14.4 goes live, as this trinket has utility outside of the honor system, such as in duels or PvE content. As always, we really appreciate your time on the public test realm and are eager to read your feedback from you on this game mode. Dude, this dungeon change is massive. What? Dungeons currently save players after a boss is killed, and moving all the experience inside dungeons to only bosses. Even if mage boosting was still a thing, like, first of all, they have you can only do one reset of every single dungeon below level 60, you can't group up if you're over level 60 and under level 60, so level 60 mages can't boost, and then they're putting in Season of Mastery changes, and now this, mage boosting, will not work. Even if you had no other changes, you can't just pull all the bosses. When a mage one pulls Mara, it's only trash. By moving all the experience to bosses, oh my days. I did not expect them to be working on this many things. This is exciting. It's a lot of changes, but it's very exciting. It's gonna be fun to see it on the PC on the PTR and just to give feedback, for sure. That is massive though. That's a big blue post for day 1 of PTR. Yeah, no, that's a huge blue post for day 1 of PTR. I'm probably going to do these updates, by the way, on like almost a daily basis, I guess, or on an update basis. So when there's something new happening on the PTR, I'm going to give you the scoop just to get your comments and feedback on everything that's happening, just to keep you in the loop too. So let me know if that's something you want in the comments down below. Just a YouTube video, by the way, so leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment, that's pretty much it. Let's hope to get into the PTR servers. Not up yet though.